In this video, I am unboxing my first ever pre-order from talesofwonder.com. Let's see what's in the box. It's unboxing time. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but if you want to see cool unboxing content, comic book content, we do reviews, we do overviews, we do live streams, we give away prizes, we do all sorts of great stuff on this channel. And the only way to be a part of it is to hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time I post new content. Now, today's video, you see the title. I'm unboxing the Ten of Swords, I almost said X of Swords, the Ten of Swords hardcover, oversized hardcover from Marvel Comics, of course. I ordered mine through talesofwonder.com. Now, I know you guys are thinking, dude, don't you have a sponsor for Omnibus and hardcover? Why would you order from somewhere else? Well, this pre-order, well, there's a funny story. A funny thing happened on the way to the mailbox, right? No. So with talesofwonder.com, you can order stuff as soon as it goes live with Diamond for orders, right? You can place orders before final order cutoff. You can place them after, whatever. As soon as stuff goes on sale, then it's ready, right? But this is basically a way for you to pre-order your Omnibus and hopefully miss out on having to go through the whole 3 o'clock on Tuesdays craze that happens on in-stock trades, and you save a little bit of money over the other competitor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, right? What's funny is Tales of Wonder is actually the same company as DCBS and the same company as in-stock trade, so it's not really competition. This is just a way for you to get your books with, a little bit more certainty, hopefully. But anyway, the Ten of Swords hardcover. Why did I pre-order it? Well, this book was originally supposed to come out on January the 6th. I ordered this book months ago, and this was supposed to be my first test of talesofwonder.com to see if, they were somewhere I wanted to go with in the future for my Omnibus pre-ordering needs. Because after that whole debacle back in October of last year, and you got to check out my January Omnibus haul to get that full story. But after that whole debacle, I was like, all right, man, I have to pre-order these books. There's no way that I'm trying to be online or at the comic shop or whatever when, the release date comes. So anyway, I tried out talesofwonder.com, and we're going to see how the experience was. Right off the bat, a couple things I don't like about Tales of Wonder. One, you don't get to upgrade your shipping. It is what it is. So this came UPS Mail Innovations, which means UPS hands the package off to the postal service, and it arrives in whatever condition it's going to arrive in. So you better hope they pack it well like they do with in-stock trades, or this is going to be a bad sight. But anyway, you guys can see I got a dent at the top of the box. I got a hole in the box elsewhere. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so obviously this came from a different source, but if you're looking for Omnibus while they're new, while they're in stock, you can check out our sponsor, organicpricebooks.com. We'll talk more about them at the end. But let's go ahead and get the top-down view started so we can see what's in the box. All right, guys, I've broken out Big Red, which means it is time to start the show. Let's move this back a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this box, and while I do, we'll talk about some things. Because like I said, I know there's going to be some people in the comments that are like, well, why would you order from a competitor? One, Organic Price Books did not exist when I ordered this book. That's how long this pre-order has been taking. Because Marvel just kept pushing back the release of this book. But then also, would I really be a good endorser of a product if I've never tried out their competitors? I say no. I say not at all. So anyway, let's take a look in this packaging. My bad, got interrupted. But let's take a look inside this packaging. As you can see, we got the standard fare from, in-stock trades, DCBS, wherever. We got this little memory foam packaging. Sometimes they do this, and sometimes they do other stuff. Now, of course, my address is on the top of this book. So I'm going to cut this video a little bit. Give me a second. All right, guys, so sorry you couldn't get the full unboxing experience because Tales of Wonder just put my whole address right at the top of the book. But anyway, here we have it. This is the Ten of Swords oversized hardcover. collecting the full Ten of Swords event. This is the direct market variant by Mark Brooks. Funny story, my first comic series was House of X, and part of the reason I got into it was because of that Mark Brooks connecting cover. So having, the second hardcover from this whole Jonathan Hickman X-Men era, have that with a Mark Brooks cover is it's just great for me. I love it. So let's get some contrast here. I feel like it's a little bit too bright. Now I'm going to tell you what this collects real quick. But before I do that, I want to give a size comparison because this is actually a surprisingly thick book. So if you got the Avengers versus X-Men hardcover back in the day, like I have here, this is thicker than that, right? So this is X-Men on this side. This is Ten of Swords on this side. It's thicker, but not by a ton, right? So as a more recent comparison, in case you never got the AVX hardcover, this is the Captain America Omnibus by Ed Brubaker, Volume 1, that I just reviewed a couple days ago, so check that out. YouTube card is up there on the screen somewhere. But anyway, as you can see, these are about the same size. So there's a lot of pages packed into this book, which means, it probably was deserving of the $100 cover price that it is. So shout out to Tales of Wonder for not making me pay that. I got this for $65 shipped, and I paid for it ages ago. So anyway, this collects, what does this collect? So this collects a lot of stuff. And it's not going to be as easy to rattle off because there are a bunch of different series. This was the first crossover event of the Hickman era. So we've got Ten of Swords Creation #1, Ten of Swords Stasis #1, Ten of Swords Destruction #1. We got X-Men 12 through 15, Excalibur 13 through 15, Marauders 13 through 15, X-Force 13 and 14, New Mutants 13, Wolverine 6 and 7, Cable 5 and 6, Hellions 5 and 6, and X Factor #4. As far as creative teams, we got Jonathan Hickman, Teenie Howard, Leah Williams, Benjamin Percy, Vida Ayala, and a whole bunch more people. But anyway, so that's a little bit of an overview of what's going on. As far as a synopsis for this event, I haven't read it yet. I collected the full event in single issues, but I got behind because I was reading Death Metal, and Death Metal is what I was reading when this came out. And by the time I was like, all right, I can read this now, this book was supposed to be out January 6th. So my plan was, cool, I'll just read the hardcover, leave my single issues in the short box, and then I'll get back to my X-Men reading like normal. But Marvel had other plans because they delayed and delayed and delayed this book. So here we are 3 issues later on every title. So I'm like basically 3 months behind in my Marvel reading because this hardcover got delayed so much. But anyway, I'll go ahead and read this description here. Long ago, they formed a single land, torn apart by an ancient war. They've existed in separate dimensions for thousands of years. Now, Arakko has fallen to a dark army, and the same murderous forces are coming for Krakoa. It's probably good to say Arakko and Krakoa more toward the beginning, right? But anyway. Between these two halves of a whole stands the nexus of realities known as Otherworld, and the whims of its omniversal majestrix, Opal Luna Saturnine, who looks a lot like, what is it? Gosh, what is her name? Frost, Emma Frost. Yeah, she just looks like Emma Frost to me, and it is really confusing. But anyway, the White Queen. So anyway, Opal Luna Saturnine, as she declares a contest of worlds, each side must find its 10 blades and the champions who will wield them on the fields of battle. The X-Men thought they'd found peace and conquered death. They were wrong. So like I said, I already told you what this collects, and I'll go ahead and get ready for this overview. Let's go ahead and crack this open. But yeah, so a lot of people I do know were kind of upset at this event. I think the general consensus was it was still a good story, but it wasn't what people assumed it was going to be. With, House of X being the amazing, mind-blowing event that it was, or, launch point that it was. I think a lot of people were expecting the first event to be some sort of brain-blasting, mind-numbing, high-stakes adventure. And instead, from what I hear from other people's reviews, we just got a pretty fun event out of Ten of Swords. I did hear that it wraps up nicely, though. All right. As to not damage the end of the book, let's cut into this some more. This is the strongest plastic I've ever experienced. So let's do this. But yeah, I mean, it's finally here. As far as the condition, if this is a Tales of Wonder review, it's in great condition. I don't see any bumps on the spine. I don't see any corner dings. But you know, ever since that Uncanny X-Men Volume 4, I'm always a little bit cautious, a little bit scared. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so like I said, it's got a cover price of $100 if you're in the United States, $125 if you're in Canada. Glad I'm not Canadian, because that's a lot of money. Alright, so there we go. Ten of Swords. I love this design. The graphic design is the same dude that did the House of X and all the Dawn of X stuff that we've been seeing so far. You know, Hickman loves his maps and diagrams and stuff, and this dude that designs them does a great job with them. So this does have sewn binding, it looks like. This is a really thick hardcover. Like, I've said that already, but it's just important to say again, because this collects a lot of stuff. I know people are going to be like, why would I pay this much money for this hardcover? I mean, but it's basically an event omnibus, right? It just doesn't say the word omnibus on it. But anyway, here we go. So stretch the spine just one time, and here's that. Oh, well, there's not really much of an eye on that side. It's lifting up a little bit toward the back, so we could see that. What's interesting is the spine ribbon. Oh wait, no, it is blue. Thought it was different color. That was actually the hardcover. That's a different color. So let's move this light a little bit. All right, let's move this light so we can get not so much glare. Let's brighten this up a little bit. Let's act like we know how to make videos, kicks. All right. So now that I stretched the spine one time, I'll go ahead and get into this overview of the artwork. I just love these end pages, the title pages. Like, I gotta find this guy's name. I know his credits are in here somewhere. Tom Muller. He does a great job. Ooh, sheesh. Let's turn that down some so you guys can actually read. But yeah, so Tom Muller on the graphic designs. We got a bit of a table of contents here. It doesn't say what page stuff starts on, but it does tell you what each issue is. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend skipping around in here anyway. So, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend skipping around in here. So it doesn't really bother me that the page numbers aren't there. It just tells you what chapter is what. Again, love these graphic designs. I love the X logo with the chromosomes. It just makes sense. And here we go. We start right here with X-Men issue 12. I actually did read this issue, so that was cool. I read this. I read like the first 3 issues of this event. But anyway, so we got really, really great artwork. Basically, everybody who's on all the X-Men titles is doing artwork here. So we got Pepe Larraz. We got Marte Garcia. Who else is on here? Bunch of people. I guess as I see them come up, we'll talk about them a little bit more. Mahmoud Asrar. There's just a lot of people in this book who honestly deserve all the credit I can give them, but I just don't have the time to give them all that credit. So here we are, all up in spoiler territory. I haven't seen any of this so far. There's a really cool shot of Krakoa there and Wolverine. But yeah, so honestly, I'm all in on Hickman's X-Men. Like, I'm just all in. This is clearly an issue of Wolverine. I think I might have actually read this one, actually. But anyway, I'm all in. So this is Marauders number 13 by Vida Ayala. Love this. I love that this is oversized. Look at Storm looking cool. Her white suit. Love that. I love this artwork. Storm's all in Wakanda. Very cool. Storm looks a lot younger here. Storm's supposed to be like an old Egypt or African queen. And here she is. But anyway. Here we got an issue of Hellions, number 5. I did not read any of Hellions. So hopefully this isn't like too confusing. But from what I hear, Marvel basically put a pause on everything that was happening in all the X titles and then did this event. And you could probably pick up those titles without reading this. But if you know anything about Jonathan Hickman, then you know that he always comes back to stuff. He's laying seeds everywhere. So I would rather not be the one that missed out on any stories or any storytelling that Jonathan Hickman had a hand in, even though he wasn't the principal writer on this event. Listen, as long as he's the head of X, and that's his title in these issues, he's a force to be reckoned with. So, what is this? X of Swords 0 crossover. Maybe that was just the end of the page, the end of the issue. Maybe they just put that in there. But anyway. I'm gonna keep saying it. This is a thick book. Like I'm flipping like almost like a cluster at a time. How do we quantify a cluster? But I'm flipping a bunch of pages at a time. There's just that many in here. Here we go, chapter 12. So we're X-Men number 14. I love this Apocalypse cover here. Like really, really dope. So yeah. I did read issue 12 I read enough to know that, Arakko and Krakoa were supposed to be one island. They got separated ages ago. Apocalypse had something to do with it and didn't come to save Arakko or whatever. And that leads the X-Men on a mission to Arakko to try to fight off like whatever forces are trying to kill mutants there. And then they end up fighting for control of the island or something crazy. I don't know. And the way they decide to fight is a tournament style battle. So, here we are, I guess, at the tournament. And at this point, I'm spoiling everything for myself. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a look at this artwork. So, we'll see how that goes. Overall, I'm just really excited to have this omnibus. Or, it's not an omnibus. It's an oversized hardcover. Because this book sold out almost instantly. The regular cover and the direct market cover are gone almost everywhere except Amazon. Now, what you can do is check out our sponsor, organicpricedbooks.com. If JP has it in stock, he will let you know. He is getting another pallet from Diamond here soon as I record this. So who knows if that's going to be on it, because my understanding is that it is out of stock at Diamond. So if you want this book, whether it's this cover or the direct market cover, which I'll put on the screen now, or excuse me, the standard cover is what I'll put on the screen because this is the direct market cover. Then you need to go ahead and hit up your local comic shop, see if they have any copies left over. And if not, you're probably going to have to hit up Amazon because that's just how that goes. Now let's see if there's any extras in this book. And of course there are. So we got this great page by Mark Brooks. Love these Mark Brooks like wraparound and connecting covers. This was a wraparound cover. Very, very dope. Everybody with the swords. That was the first promo image we got too. We got this by Russell Dauterman. We got Miguel Mercado here. I love that. That image of magic is really dope. And then they did the same thing with the House of X collection, right? They just start putting like 4 covers on one page. Give me the full artwork, right? I already paid $100 cover price, right? Like you could put a few extra pages in there. But anyway, we got some really cool variants in here. I bought this one. I love that wine spilling and there's Wolverine. I like this one. Nice repping for the UK. And I love that one as well. Very cool. Okay, so only some of them were getting the 4-page spreads and others were getting full treatment. Who decided this one needed to be a full cover? I like it. I like it a lot. But just wondering, how is that decision made? How does the artist feel about that? These are questions that need answers. All right, here we go. Now we got 8 issue spreads, 8 cover spreads there. Love this Peach Momoko right here. I ended up buying that issue at the shop. And here we go. Another connecting variant by Pepe Larraz. And this is the image that's used on the standard edition cover. So no need for me to put it on the screen earlier. It's right here. And I love this cover right here. So here we go. Still got more extras. Design variants. More Peach Momoko there. I mean, hey. Lionel Francis Yu. Love that. And that's the end of the book. So, overall, my experience with Tales of Wonder, I would say it was a positive experience. The book didn't come damaged. They had nothing to do with Marvel's delays. So, I may pre-order from them again, sometime in the future. But JP and the team at Organic Price Books, they just, they take care of me so well. I don't really see a reason to do so. So, I've got a few more pre-orders that are going to be coming in from Tales of Wonder. It's just a little bit too much of a hassle to try to cancel those. So you guys will see those as they come in. But I've also got a comparison unboxing coming soon of, what am I getting? The Star Wars Dr. Aphra Omnibus. So you guys will be able to see in comparison how well the team at Organic Price Books actually packages their books. So that's going to be dope. I hope you saw something you liked in this video. And hey, if not, you already know what I'm going to say. That's cool. You can always buy what you like. Make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others. Because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.